On May 22nd, 1455, two cousins, one throne. On May 22nd, 1455, the first blood was spilled in a war that would redefine England. But why did brothers turn swords on brothers? The Plantagenet family ruled England for centuries. But by the 15th century, their bloodline had splintered into rival factions. The Lancastrians and Yorkists, both claiming the throne, set the stage for a brutal power struggle. Henry VI sat on the throne, but his weakness made him a target. The Yorkist claim to the crown grew louder. Nobles began choosing sides, and the kingdom teetered on the edge of chaos. English nobles saw opportunity in the turmoil. Some backed Henry VI, others Richard, Duke of York. The House of York's demands for power became a rallying cry for those fed up with misrule. Decades of conflict left England scarred. Previous battles had failed to settle the succession. Now, with Henry VI's mental instability, the Yorkists saw their moment to strike. Castles became symbols of defiance. Yorkist strongholds, like York itself, stood as monuments to ambition. The Lancastrian castles, though, still held the king. For now. The red rose of Lancaster and the white rose of York became emblems of the war. Their clash would mark the birth of a new era and the deaths of countless Englishmen. On May 22, 1455, Richard, Duke of York, led his forces into St. Albans. The Lancastrian army, unprepared, fell to Yorkist swords. The war had begun. The Battle of St. Albans was a Yorkist victory, but at a terrible cost. Henry VI was captured, and the Lancastrian cause seemed doomed. For the first time, York's claim to the throne was real. Edward, Earl of March, declared himself king, the Yorkist heir. His coronation in London marked the end of Henry VI's reign and the beginning of a brutal civil war. Parliament became a battleground of loyalty. Some MPs supported Edward IV, others Henry VI. The struggle for legitimacy would define the next 3 decades of English history. The Plantagenet bloodline was torn apart by betrayal. Brothers fought brothers, cousins killed cousins, and the crown became the prize in a war that would claim the lives of kings and commoners alike. The war had only just begun, but its legacy was already written in blood. England would never be the same again. The Wars of the Roses became a defining chapter in English history. The bloodshed and betrayal shaped the nation and the rise of the Tudor dynasty. For 30 years, England was a land of war. The Yorkists and Lancastrians fought until only one house remained, the Tudors, who would end the conflict with Henry VII's victory at Bosworth Field. The red and white roses of Lancaster and York were merged into a single Tudor emblem. The war had created a new England, one that would never forget the lessons of blood and betrayal. Henry VII, the last Yorkist, married Elizabeth of York, uniting the two houses. His reign marked the end of the Wars of the Roses and the birth of a new dynasty. The Tudors brought stability to England. The legacy of the Wars of the Roses became a warning and a foundation for the powerful monarchy that followed. Today, the Wars of the Roses live on in England's history. From castles to monuments, the story of the blood-soaked throne endures, a testament to the cost of power and the price of ambition. Explore the legacy of the Wars of the Roses and the families that shaped a nation. Subscribe for more untold stories.